Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Buckle Up with John Buckel. I am John, your host, John Buckel, as you guys may have seen in other episodes. Welcome back to another podcast. I'm going to be sharing news with you guys that have been going around different leagues, and I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Again, this is John with Buckle Up with John Buckel, and welcome back to another podcast. My girlfriend hopefully will be on the next one. I try to get people to come into my podcast whenever they can. So, anyways, without further ado, I am going to rattle off a lot of news, whether it's MLB, college football for your Indiana Hoosiers. The Pacers I don't think have any news other than them getting Visa Zubac and what was the other one? It was Kelly Oubre and some other draft picks. I probably went over that in another podcast too that you guys have seen. So here we go. The Denver Nuggets are matching the Oklahoma City Thunder's 2-year, $12 million offer sheet to Spencer Jones, retaining the key forward in restricted free agency, or RFA, I believe. Sources tell ESPN. Nuggets valued keeping their homegrown player whom they landed on an undrafted deal in 2024. So this deal does help them, but Spencer Jones is more of a role player than anything, and I think he's gradually, at least from my understanding, I think Spencer Jones is gradually getting into more of a star role for the Denver Nuggets, so that is always a plus for the Indianapolis Colts. General manager Chris Ballard is in the last year of his contract, and I do have a source on here that is not, I don't think it's on my phone, it might be on my phone, but regardless, Chris Ballard was in an interview with some about whether he'd be back or not, and he did. If you guys go back into the episode, he did mention that he would not re-sign with the Colts because this team really needs to win, and the last time they went to the playoffs was back in like 2015 or 16, somewhere in there, and I think Andrew Luck was the starting quarterback at that time. So after the mediocre seasons, after the rough start, well, not so much rough starts, it's mainly rough starts from what I've seen in the regular seasons anyways, they haven't been able to finish the season on a good note. There's a lot of issues going on right now. I think Daniel Jones right now would be the starting quarterback since he is coming back off of either an Achilles, and these are very different injuries, but this is just what I'm speculating because I forgot about the whole injury that he was coming back from. So it's either an Achilles injury, which is way bigger than an ankle injury, which is my next guess. But either way, he's back for this year, and that's good for the Colts, but I don't think it's going to be their year. Again, my opinion. Again, it's probably all y'all's opinion. I don't think they're going to be that great this year, but again, I'm just throwing what I think is going to happen from maybe the start of the year until like maybe in the middle to the finish. So Chris Ballard again will probably most likely not be re-signing with the Colts after this year if they do not win more games this year. They have to be winning more games, and they're just not. They haven't been doing that for the last probably over a few years. I'm just putting that out there because it's been more than a few years. So there's that. The Indiana Hoosiers. This is college football. The Indiana Hoosiers 2026 college football transfer portal latest activity says that Joe Brunner, that was a tackle on the Wisconsin Badgers football team, transferred to Indiana. Carson Williams, a tackle from, it looks like a Jaguars team, but I'm not invested in college football as heavily as some of my other friends are. So Carson Williams was a tackle. He transferred to Indiana. Patty McAteer, I think that's the Texas Tech football team, is a tackle. He transferred to Indiana. Brock Scott was the Miami football team's tackle, and he got transferred to Indiana. So that's already 4. Preston Zachman is another tackle that was on Wisconsin. He got transferred to Indiana. Joshua Burnham, that's a tackle from Notre Dame, got transferred to Indiana. Billy Gowers, another tackle. Can't even tell you what the team. Again, I'm not too invested. I'm trying to get invested more for college football, but he is getting transferred to Indiana. Let's see. Serbo Richard, another. Let's see, he's a running back. He got transferred to Indiana. Jazz Preston is another tackle. Let's see. Actually, I'm very sorry. Chidi Obizier is another tackle. He transferred to Indiana. Jazz Preston is another tackle. He transferred to Indiana. Drew Clausen is another tackle, and he got transferred to Indiana. AJ Harris, another tackle, got transferred to Indiana. Toby Asanomi got transferred to Indiana. Josh Hoover from TCU got transferred to Indiana. So the big point of all of this is there's been like 10, 12 transfers to Indiana. Here's another one. Another transfer is a defensive lineman. Joe, I can't pronounce his last name. Wouldn't be able to. He got transferred to Indiana. Quan Sanks got transferred to Indiana from Cincinnati. He's a safety. Nick Marsh from Michigan State got transferred to Indiana. He's a wide receiver. Let's see. Jamari Monet is from Indiana. He transferred to another team. So these are all transfers out of Indiana. We're going to stop right there because these are all transfers from out of Indiana. Withdrawn. This is players who have withdrawn from Indiana. Wide receiver Bruno Massel the fifth withdrew from Indiana. Wide receiver Jackson Wasserstorm has withdrawn from Indiana. And that would be it. going to the MLB, and I'm trying to stay on business, trying to stay really focused on just business to make this worthwhile for me. Jeff Passan had trade news that Jeff Passan had came out with is the Texas Rangers are acquiring right-handed reliever Chase Silseth. I'm gonna go past that, and catcher Logan O'Hoppe from the Los Angeles Angels. Sources tell ESPN. You guys just gotta work with me here. The Pelicans are showing serious interest, and this is for the NBA. The Pelicans are showing serious interest in Benedict Mathurin, which a lot of you Pacers fans, even I know this, a lot of you Pacers fans heard that he was traded from our Indiana Pacers to the Los Angeles Clippers for Ivica Zubac, like I said earlier in this podcast. The Pelicans are showing serious interest in Benedict Mathurin, which could lead to an offer sheet. New Orleans is trying to offload Jordan Hawkins on an expiring contract. He's on an expiring contract to unlock the ability to offer Mathurin $15 million annually. The Clippers would have 48 hours to match, so they're probably down the. They're probably, this is my educated guess, they're probably under 24 hours now to match that offer. And that's from Evan Sidery. This is news that I have gotten from really good sources off of Twitter. So this is nothing, goofy or just messing around or anything. Scott Agnes came out. You guys probably have heard of Scott Agnes. He is another reporter for both your Indiana Fever and your Indiana Pacers, my Indiana Pacers. The Pacers announced their Statement Edition uniform in the 2026-2027 season, the return of pinstripes in gold. And I would show you guys the pinstripes, but since this is a podcast, I think that's restricted. So if you guys want to go on to Google, any of you guys, comment in the comments below on this podcast and tell me what you guys think of the pinstripes. Have been brought back from the Reggie Miller era, which everybody in Indiana, mostly everybody, I would assume, probably knows. So that's good, but I'll let you guys know what I think in the comments after this video. So that's some new news right there. Seiya Suzuki, this is MLB news, just going back and forth. MLB news, Seiya Suzuki could potentially be traded before the trade deadline per John Heyman. That's another source that I'm not sure if it's that accurate, but John Heyman is what his name is, the source that this Punch-Out pitch, another source that I've gotten, has told John Heyman. So Seiya Suzuki, which is probably a top 5 player on the Chicago Cubs, another one of my favorite teams. He could be on the move too. In the MLB right now, I believe the trade deadline is it's coming up very, very soon, and there's been talks all around the league because midseason has already occurred. It's already past. We're already past midseason of the MLB season. You guys will probably know if most of you guys follow MLB stuff, but you'll hear about Seiya Suzuki if you guys are Chicago Cubs fans. If not, you'll hear about it somehow I'm just gonna throw that out there because I'm following other sports besides the NBA, which when I was younger I was really into NBA stuff, but I have broadened my horizons by I'm going to give a shout out to Thomas Beatty. That's one of my good friends. He has got me hooked on some other sports right now, and I just thank him for getting me into other sports besides pro basketball. This is MLB news. Talking baseball. The Rangers are optioning Logan Hop to AAA after acquiring him from the Angels per Evan P. Grant. Now, another source that I'll have to look back up on Twitter. Another source that is saying that this player on the Rangers is going down to AAA. He's not going to be in the MLB much longer. Actually, from what I'm understanding on this, he's been dropped down to AAA. So, there's that. And with that, there's been a lot of other things going on. I believe, if I remember correctly, another new news from Michael Scotto just in this is from July 23rd, so it's the 31st today. The Houston Rockets and Jae'Sean Tate have agreed to a 1-year, $3.7 million deal, which is partially guaranteed for $1.4 million, league sources told Hoops Hype. Now, I'm going to keep going because Kentavious Caldwell-Pope got traded, and trying to make this under a 30-minute podcast. But Kentavious, I didn't tell you guys right, but this will be the end of my podcast for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed my podcast. This is my first one actually just by myself and not with my girlfriend. If you guys have noticed, you guys give me, tap that subscribe button. Actually, smash that subscribe button somewhere up here or down there, wherever it is. Press that like button and really just give me some information, comments on some feedback or anything that I would. You guys are awesome. You guys have been with me since day one. This is really cool that I get to do this sort of thing. So I'm hoping to keep this up. I will give you guys as much news as I can for next time. Actually, before I end this podcast, I'm sorry. Tyrese Halliburton is fully recovered. So Tyrese Halliburton, for any Indiana Pacers fans, including myself, that is huge, huge. Tyrese Halliburton will be back in a Indiana Pacers uniform for next year, and another one that I just thought of. I think I said this one already though, but Kelly Oubre has been signed by the Pacers because if I look back on it, if I look really into it back before he got signed for 2 years from the Pacers, which is great. I love that. I think he might have been he was an unrestricted free agent. That's what it would have been. So, anyways, this is it for now. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this podcast. Again, when I get more news, I will get it out to you guys. Until then, again, please smash that subscribe button. Please press that like button. You can press the unlike button. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not. And press the, well, give me a comment or two in there. So, all right, guys. Until next time, until the next podcast. This has been Buckle Up with John Buckel, the podcast of Buckle Up with John Buckel. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace. Have a good one.